as regards the line of questioning of the majority leader, that based on his own personal knowledge, he does not know that he has no personal knowledge of all the acts contained in the subject complaint. There being so, the requirement of the complaint being sufficient in substance is not met, considering that the recitals of facts do not constitute the offense, and therefore I do believe, Mr. Chairman, that we have nothing to hear, considering that these are the recital of facts are purely hearsay. So I move, Mr. Chairman, I move to...
There is a motion. Any second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Before that,
Mr. Chairman,
Deputy Speaker Castro.
I would like to be a co-movant of Congressman Liachon in moving for the dismissal of the complaint filed. Insufficiency. Declaration of the insufficiency of the complaint filed by Congressman Alejano on the ground that during the discussion on whether or not the complaint is sufficient in form, there was a categorical and clear admission on the part of Congressman Alejano that he has no personal knowledge on the narration of facts stated in the complaint. Along that line, Mr. Chairman, I believe that any discussion on the matter of sufficiency of substance has become moot and academic. In view thereof, Mr. Chairman, I also move, together with Congressman Liachon, for the declaration of the insufficiency and substance of the impeachment complaint.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Alejano.
I understand we will go through the voting after this, but may I be allowed to explain why I do not agree with the motion, Mr. Chair?
Unfortunately, you are not a member and you cannot object to the motion unless there are other members who can object. Then we will consider the motion to have been moved and seconded. Likewise, Congressman Lagman, you're not a member of this Justice Committee.
I am not a member, as I've said previously, but I have the right to speak without the right to vote. Before the committee goes on voting on the sufficiency in substance, may I just reiterate that under the rules of impeachment of the House, sufficiency in substance is met when there is a recital of facts constituting the offense charged and determinative of the jurisdiction of the committee. In other words, the committee should confine itself in determining sufficiency in substance to the recital of facts in the complaint, the ultimate facts. It cannot go outside of the complaint, the allegations in the complaint, plus the annexes. Because if we do that, then we are now going to venture on the determination of probable cause. So I think a judicious appreciation of whether there is sufficiency in substance would be limited to the recital of facts in the complaint, whether it constitutes an impeachable offense or impeachable offenses and determinative of the committee's jurisdiction. And it should not be going outside of the four corners of the complaint. Because if we do that, we are now going to venture on the question of determination of probable cause. Moreover, I think the Constitution requires a hearing, both with respect to the sufficiency in form and sufficiency of substance. And I think the Honorable Alejano should be given the opportunity to be heard why his recital of facts would constitute the impeachable offenses determinative of the jurisdiction of the committee before a vote is taken.
Thank you for
Mr.
that
Chairman,
manifestation.
Mr. Chairman.
Unfortunately,
Mr. Chairman.
that manifestation cannot be considered an objection. There is a pending motion. It has been seconded. Is there any objection to the motion?
Mr. Chair, may I be allowed a little bit of time in order for me to explain, Mr. Chair?
Sandali mo na. Sino ba yung nandun?
No, it's not.
Is that an objection?
Mr. Chairman,
So wala tayong objection. So we cannot defer on the voting because there is already there is no objection. So the motion is carried. Walang objection.
point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Please, Congressman Belaro.
Mr. Chairman, the definition of in our rules, what constitutes substance is the offense and then jurisdiction. Now, with respect to because the rules in criminal procedure is applicatory to our proceedings under our rules on the Committee on Justice. If we consider that, even on this score, the complaint should be dismissed because there is no substance. Because substance as defined in our rules is only limited to two things. One is jurisdiction. Well, of course, those things that happen in Davao are without the jurisdiction of this committee. Second one is whether the allegations constitute an offense. Here, the material fact that I'm trying to...
Now I will be the one to raise a point of order. What is the rule violated?
Your
I think
Honor,
you are
the rule
discussing Mr. Chairman, I think he is discussing the motion, but he raised a point of order. Now I'm asking a real point of order. What is the rule violated?
The rule violated, Your Honor, is the House Committee Rules on Impeachment. I think there is a paragraph there which states that the rules of criminal procedure are supplementary to this proceeding. What I'm trying to say, Mr. Chairman, is that the complaint itself is dismissible
Let
because...
him cite the rule. Well, he's saying what he's thinking. Let him cite the specific rule.
Please cite the rule, Congressman Belaro.
May I, Your Honor, right now it's not handy, but I recall that under the House Committee on Justice Rules on Impeachment of the 16th Congress, which was adopted by the 17th Congress, Your Honor, there is a statement there that there is a provision that the rules on criminal procedure are deemed supplementary to this proceeding. Now, under the rules on criminal procedure, one of the grounds for motion to dismiss is that there is a failure to constitute an offense. And here, if you read the complaint, it is dismissible because it does not identify the persons involved, the 8,000 and 1,402. So on that score alone, it is dismissible. That's what I'm saying. We can dismiss this complaint outright because of...
Hold it. There is no dismissal under our rules. Our rules is only sufficiency in form and sufficiency in substance. There is no dismissal here. So there is no, the case will not be dismissed because we cannot dismiss this. It will only be subjected to plenary. So we are now only voting
Point of
on
order to
the sufficiency and substance, and the voting was going on, but the gentleman raised a point of order and there is no rule being violated. So may I...
Mr. Chairman,
Appeal to the previous question.
No, Mr. Chairman.
Is that an objection, Mr.
No,
Chair?
I'm just saying that what Congressman Belaro was saying, actually it's not a point of order to the motion that you were presenting to this committee. He said it is a point of order, but in effect, it is not a point of order.
It is a point of order, Mr. Chairman, with respect to the claim that the offense...
For a while. Let us be clear on this. As
Chair.
clarified,
Tatagal ba eh? Sige na.
as clarified, we are not yet on the dismissal. We are just voting upon the substance. Unfortunately, those who would like to object are not members of the Justice Committee, and therefore we cannot consider their objection as objection but mere manifestations. So anyway, what is the pleasure of the Vice Chair,
Mr. Chair, the parliamentary status is that there is a motion to declare that the impeachment complaint shall be insufficient in substance. May I
Duly
now,
seconded.
duly seconded, may I now request the chair to call for the vote on the motion so that if the motion is carried, then
There
the
is no
chair
objection,
will
Mr.
declare that the impeachment complaint is duly dismissed.
Mr. Chair, having no objections, we don't need to divide the House.
Congressman Salo?
Just a clarification, Mr. Chair. After voting, are we allowed to explain our vote or that's it?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair, I have a
Mr.
pending
Chair.
motion.
So anyway, there is a motion duly seconded.
Mr. Chair.
But again, for clarity, the chair would like the members who approve of the motion, because the chair noted earlier that there were those who did not stand up when the voting was made on the sufficiency of form. So we would now like all members who are in favor of the motion to please rise. Comsec. Okay na? Okay, please take your seats. Those who are not in favor of the motion to declare the complaint insufficient in substance, please rise. So we will just put one and one together to determine those who did not stand up. Anyway, there are 42 members who stood up and voted in favor of the motion to declare this complaint insufficient in substance. Motion is carried.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn our meeting.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair,
Second the motion.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, and we will convene again for purposes of voting upon the report that we will submit to the plenary. And we have we will comply with the rules on the matter. Thank you and good afternoon.
Forty-two. Ayan po, naging pagdinig ng Kamara kaugnay na impeachment complaint laban kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Dineklara ng House Justice Committee na sufficient inform ang nasabing reklamo. Pero, bago nito dineklarang sufficient inform po nga yung reklamo, pero ngayon naman ay napagbotohan sa huli na insufficient in substance ang kanilang naging panghuling boto. At ito po ay sa kaso ng culpable violation of the Constitution, bribery, graft and corruption, betrayal of public trust, at other high crimes. Kaugnay nito, kaugnay po ito ng umunang extrajudicial killing sa kampanya kontra droga at ang mga pinatay ng tinaguriang Davao Death Squad nung alkalde pa ang Pangulo ng Davao City. Kanina po ay nagkaroon pa ng mga diskusyon bago pa man pagbotohan ang insufficiency in substance dahil nauna na nga po nga napagbotohan na mayroong sufficiency in form. Pero naisa na ni Congressman Alejandro na magsalita, pero ayon sa chairman ng Justice Committee na si Congressman Umali ay hindi raw siya miyembro ng Justice Committee kaya hindi na siya pinayagang magsalita pa. Pero si Congressman Lagman ay hindi na rin sana pagsasalitain, pero ayon sa kanya wala man siyang kapangyarihang bumoto ay may karapatan daw siyang magsalita. At sinabi niya, ipinunto niya na dapat daw ay pagbigyan si Congressman Alejandro. Pero sa huli ay hindi rin napagbigyan at napagbotohan na nga at idineklarang insufficient in substance ang impeachment complaint laban sa Pangulo. At yan po ang ating live coverage. Tutok lang dito sa GMA News TV para oras-oras alam mo. Ako po si Lala Roque. Magandang hapon.